Hello and welcome to LostGotham TV. In this episode, we're going to be reviewing Richard Laymon's book, All Hallows Eve. So, this book, which is one of his thinner and earlier books, was originally published in 1985, 1986, and this version of the book is one of the new English library editions. So, has the covers that I really like. And yeah, what to say about this book? Definitely not a favorite. I really like the stories and stuff that come out around Halloween. Halloween's my favorite holiday. So Halloween, All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day, just right around that time period there. Obviously we have the Michael Myers Halloween movies, but we also have great things like the Trick or Treat anthology movie was amazing, introducing what was the character's name? Sam. Yeah, celebrating Samhain, or it's written Sam Hain, but I think it's pronounced Samhain. So anyway, this book for me, just from the title, it's just like it should have meant more to me than it did. It has the Richard Laymon elements that we're looking for, but just something about it doesn't click for me. Something about the length of it, I'm not sure. Not a favorite. So it's kind of based around the idea of there's this house in town where a bunch of murders happened a few years ago, and you know people avoid the house. Yeah, it's supposed to be locked up. They have trouble selling it because of the history of the house. And obviously, people break into it from time to time. Not dissimilar in some ways to the idea of Beast House, which was far more successful, both in terms of the story just being better, but then also how it was received. Obviously, because the story for the seller was better, it was more well received than All Hallows Eve. But yeah, there's several kid characters, kind of high school aged characters, and there's stuff with their teachers, or a couple of their teachers, and so it's a good time, I think, to kind of mention a running thread through Richard Laymon's books. Not necessarily a thread, but something he uses quite often. Richard Laymon, in his career, before he became a full time writer, he has a master's degree in English. So he taught English at a Catholic girls' school just for a few months. And again, if you didn't know that fact, I mean, it's in the front of many of the publications of his books. But he only did it for a few months, and he didn't enjoy it because they were kind of teenaged girls. I guess maybe they weren't they weren't necessarily the best students. I remember being that age. I was not always the best student, so been there, done that. But I could understand why he didn't enjoy his time there, and he didn't last there very long. Now he did some other things as well. He was a librarian for a while. He wrote some copy for like legal firms and stuff like that. He had several jobs that revolved around writing because obviously that's what he did. He had his master's degree in English literature, I believe, and he wanted to write, so he found jobs in writing. And even once he became a full time author, he has little literary allusions throughout his works. Many of his characters are librarians or English teachers, and they sometimes quote poetry or they mention books and things. There's like I said, lots of these literary allusions in the various things that he's written. In a previous book, Beware, one of the characters is a journalist. things like that. Many of the characters are somehow teachers, librarians. They enjoy reading. They have favorite books that get mentioned in here. In the various books, I mean, by here. So yeah, I guess that little side story there is kind of filling in some of the stuff I would be talking about this book if I liked it more. So some fun stuff happens, some interesting stuff, but for me, again, one of his weaker works. So definitely read it if you get a chance, but it's not something that you have to run out and buy. In my opinion, is definitely at the bottom of the pile. So yeah, that's it. Another review done. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Let me know below. If you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe. If I can get some more subscribers and make this get back to having this channel be monetized like it used to be before YouTube changed their policies, that would be a great help to me. While I am right now focusing on rereading and reviewing Richard Laymon's books, if there is an author or a book in particular that you are not sure about and you might like me to read it and review it, I can do that. Let me know in the comments below. After I'm done with Richard Laymon, I might move on to some of my other authors that I've enjoyed reading and have collected over the years. Authors like Sean Hudson and James Herbert, maybe Stephen King. I don't know. Somebody might have to hold a gun against my head to get me to reread some Stephen King. But definitely I would reread some Dean Koontz. So let me know if there's anything from any of those authors in particular that you're interested in, and maybe I'll leap over and review those. But chances are I'm going to stick with Laymon for a while because again, he is my favorite. His books are so amazing. If this is like the first of my videos that you're watching, go back, watch the series from the beginning, go out, pick up a Richard Laymon book, and start reading Laymon. Okay, I'll let you go. I'll see you next time.